everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. Today we're going to make a really simple closure. It's a retrospective fit, as most of my closures are, because I never remember about them until it's a bit too late to incorporate them into the main journal. So it's a simple wraparound with some sari silk, a little bit of beads and collage. So I hope you enjoy the video. This is part 5. And I think I've probably got at least one more part to go to edit before the journal is completely finished. So hope you enjoy the next 20 or 30 minutes and enjoy the show. Done a little bit more in here, but I've come to the stage now where I feel I need to wrap it up and finish it. And then just when I've got time, maybe do a little bit of collaging and decorating tags. I think if I don't try and finish it now, then I'll just go on forever. And as you can see, it's getting really, really chunky. I keep on losing my way every time I open the flips, which I'm just finding hysterical, but it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Right, another quick flip through to see what I've done. Don't think there's anything new here. I've been completing this every day, so that's part of my journaling. That will be sewn in there. I think I've shown these already. And we come to this flip here. And again, I haven't done anything new here. And again, I haven't done anything new here. I'd probably do a little bit of collage there. I can't really add much more ephemera to this. I made this, it's over on my Instagram account. It's a writing board. So if you want to see the process of that, go and check it out on my Instagram. So this will be sewn in there, which is going to be a bit of a challenge. And then if we flip this over here, here's another signature, and I've started writing in there. And this is what I worked on yesterday. Just did a very small amount of crafting. So I made this really, really simple belly band. It's just a piece of coffee dyed paper folded, and I used, grab it, this tool. It's a crocodile corner chomper from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's got a really nice scallop cutter on it. So I just scalloped the edges there, added a small little cluster there, and then in here I've put in a wedding anniversary invitation that we've just received, and also the card that came with some flowers. So that's just popped in there. And then on this side I have added in, which keeps on getting stuck there, I've added in an envelope here. So this was received from my very good friend Lenore, who's on the admin team for RachandBella Crafts. So she sent me a card, so I've stuck the envelope flap down there, and I'm going to collage over that. And then all I've done is just, so left that open, and then just put the card in there like that, so you can still see the card and you've still got access inside, and you could always tuck in a photo or something there as well. So that's that there. So there's some recent ephemera in there as well as some vintage ephemera. Okay, so that's that. Still got my labels on there to show me where to put each journal signature. Got this one to sew in there, and then that will cover up all that stitching, but I may possibly put some fabric there if I can fit it in. We've got a tag there and another window. And these window frames, they are all on my Instagram account as well, if you want to see how I did those. and then we're back to the beginning again. So what I really do need to do is some form of closure. Now it is getting so chunky in here. So the closure is just going to be something to keep the journal together, to store on my window. Oh, well, store on my shelf, I should say. And what I've done, so I just pop that to the side for a minute. I've made this strip. Now I bought these rolls of glued paper. I did get these off Amazon. And so they're glued on one side. And this one as well. This is brown. So this, what I've made here is on this. And so I've left the glued side on one side. And I have collaged over the unglued side. And I got this idea is from, excuse me, Susanna Rose Art. And if I remember, I'll leave a link to her channel. And what I've been doing as well, so with this one, every night I've been trying to clean up my scraps, and I've just been sticking them down to the roll. Just like that. And then rolling it back up. And then I can use this for page edges, making labels. There's all sorts of things you can do with these. It's just a way of using up your scraps at the end of the day. I've made a couple of these. So this one then is on the brown packaging. On this one I used the glue side, but of course when you're using digital kits you tend to get a bit of bleed through with the wet. So that's why I flipped it around then and started gluing it on the non-glued side. Don't think it matters. I guess it all depends on what you're going to use them for, but I think that's fine. Have I got anything else here? Yeah. Oh, I made this little card, and that was from a strip as well. Just sewn around it. So yeah, it's really handy, and I find it's great to just use it as scraps. I do also make master boards. So I've got this, it's from work, and it was part of my job, and it's just an unused presentation. So every now and again I'll just go in and stick stuff down, and on some of the plainer pages I do some doodling. So again, this is just an idea to use up your scraps. I find it difficult to actually use these in projects because I just like flicking through them and and seeing them. But they are handy, and so if you've got larger pieces of scraps, then that's a really good project to get into the habit of doing. Anyway, on to the task in hand, which is to make a closure. And what I was thinking was I could use this strip because it would protect that photo, which I'm a bit worried about, and keep the journal together. And I should be able to tie it. So I'm thinking of putting a brad there, not a brad, an eyelet there. Putting an eyelet there, and then having some baker's twine or fabric, and maybe an eyelet there. So this piece comes through there. This will wrap round, and then I'll be able to tie it there. That's what I'm hoping I can do. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'll give it a go. I did think of Velcro, but I'm not that keen on Velcro. I don't think it'll go with this project, and you'll be able to see it. You can't hide the Velcro because it'd have to be on this here. So yeah, so I've changed my mind about that. And then what I was thinking of doing is I've got this really scrappy piece, this cluster here, and just a piece of ephemera there, and I could just, I don't know, do something like that. Stick it down there. So we'll give that a go. Don't know if it's going to work, and I haven't got the fabric ready yet either, so I'm going to have to go off screen and try and find something suitable to use, because it's going to have to be quite long. So the first thing I need to do is I need to do the brad there, not brad, eyelet. Eyelet, Stephanie, eyelet. It's an eyelet. And I need to find my crocodile. There we go. So let's pop a hole in first. Oh no, before I do that, I'm going to just round the edges, I think. Probably would be a good idea to actually back this as well, whilst I'm thinking about it. So whilst I'm thinking, I'll ink. Think about, do I really need to do that? I don't know if you can hear my brain. Can you hear my brain? It's quite painful having to think so hard about something. That's going to go like that. Definitely needs to be backed. I'm just wondering if I can do anything with the backing that's going to help with the closure. I'll probably think of something after the event. Right, I'm going to go off now and find some fabric and come straight back. Okay, I found a piece long enough to go on the back. I could, of course, put some paper on there. Could put book page or anything on there, but I think fabric might look nice. And then I found this sari silk cut off. It's by Yarn, UK based Etsy shop. So I'll pop that there. What I'm thinking is, how am I going to glue it? I'm not sure, but let's rip it first. Thinking glue stick might do the trick. I could wet this, but I think this is going to seep through, so I'll give glue stick a go. It'll be secured in place with the eyelets anyway, I think, so I don't think I need to stitch it. But what I might do is just fold this over and stitch the edge there. And stitch the edge there, possibly. How would that look? Oh, should I just cut it? Might as well just cut it. There we go. goes over, it's going to go over like that. Okay, so let's get that Brad, I keep on saying Brad. Let's get that eyelet in place first. Yep, needs to be there. And just going to pop it somewhere in the middle there. And let's return to the journal. Okay, so I need an eyelet about there. Oh, I hope this works. Let's put it about there. I think instead of an eyelet, I might stitch the fabric on that, because otherwise it's going to get bulky. So I'm not going to put an eyelet there, but I need to find that dot. There we are. There's the dot. Let's put an eyelet there. Okay. Oh, need that. Half a job. Going to go like that, and it's going to come through there. So I need to stitch them there, and I probably will just whiz around there and stitch this on. I think I'm changing my mind on that now. Let's see what this looks like. I'm never going to be able to put it back like it was, that's for sure. Hilarious. I think there's an art in tidying fabric. Right, I'm just going to do what I usually do and snip some off. And go and sew that, and sew around and be right back. Let's just see. Oh, shaking there. Let's just see if this works first before I commit myself to anything else. So that, okay, so what I've done there then is I've stitched around, and I've just done a couple of double stitches there. That's about the depth to my skills of sewing will go. Okay, so I'm thinking now, I'm hoping that that will go in there, and I could put some kind of bead and probably find one lying around my floor somewhere, I'm sure. Another crafter lunch. If you want to go and see something really funny, go onto my Instagram account and have a look. Okay, so that, obviously I've got too much there, but that's what I'm thinking there. And actually it needs to, oh yeah, slipped around a bit, doesn't it? It goes like that. It's a bit of a job. Kind of need 3 pairs of hands here. Okay. And then, now I could have stitched the sari silk there, and I might still do that, but I do want to use the eyelet. So let's grab a really long piece of sari silk. Of course, I can't find the end of the last piece I cut. I mean, that would just be too easy, wouldn't it? And then, so it needs to go there, and it needs to go around there like that. And I need a nice decent piece then there. So let's just cut that like that. And maybe what I can do is pop that in there. And rather than tie it, I will stitch it down. Right, I'll do that really quickly. I think I'll just do it with the journal. I'll take my journal. Okay. So what I've done then is just stitched there just a couple of times. I can take that off. Okay, so that wraps around there. Don't have to do it so tight, do I? It is a bit fiddly. It's not the best closure in the world, but once it's on, it'll be staying on, because it'll be on only for the point that I'm going to store my journal away once it's written in. So I need to move this around just a little bit to get that eyelet in the right place over there. Okay, that's better. Probably gone too far the other way now. Yes, I have. Maybe if I'd looked this this idea up. The other thing I'm thinking is it would be really helpful if that was in there, but I think it would be too restrictive. It'd be really awkward to pull loose, so I'm going to leave it as it is for now, but we'll see how this ties. See if it works as it is. Okay, so that's like that. And so I don't need so much of this now. Just snip that off like that. I think I'll just get rid of this off my desk. Okay, that's gone. Right, I need to tidy up a couple of these stragglers. Right, and there. And then the only thing that's left then is whether I put this on. And I think I would like to put that on, but I'm just wondering with some of the fabric, can I utilise that? Yeah, I think that goes okay. And I need to distress a little bit. So literally all I've done is just added little strips of paper, a little bit of embossed vellum, stitched a tiny bit of fabric there. So I'm going to put this bit on here first. Could use a little bit of that as well, as it's an offcut. No, I don't think it needs it. Right, and glue this down. And there. And what I may do off camera is put some, I could do some embossing on there actually. Just to make it. Oh, what have I got here? No, I could do this. This would be take longer, but this Nouveau Crystal Glaze. And just put that on there. Possibly. Yeah, I could put some embossing powder on there. That would be a lot quicker. Shall I do that? Yeah, why not? I'll do that. I did that really quickly and got the embossing powder everywhere. So all I've used is an embossing dabber, which is clear. And what did I do with the... Oh, it's over here. And then I've used this clear embossing powder. It says EnglishStamp.com. I'm sure I would have got it off Amazon. So it just gives it a bit of a shine, but then it's got a shine on everything else, but never mind. I'm sure you will spend a lot more time doing that than me. Okay, I'm just going to glue this on now. In the middle-ish. And there we have it. It's a very, very scrappy closure. But I think it does go with the journal as best as I can do it. And I still have very mixed feelings about this journal. It's obviously quite a sad time when you lose a family member, regardless of the circumstances. But having met up with my dad and gone through all the old photos, we do understand that this gentleman, let's try and get this off here, that this soldier is my great-grandfather. And yeah, and I've actually got a lot of other family photos now to make another album, and I definitely will make another album like this, but I think I'll be able to maybe put some time into thinking about it, because this is a bit of a mishmash, because I started off thinking of doing it one way and then it morphed into this sort of memory keeping flip-flop journal. But I'm sure you'll never work out how I've made this, but it's just been fun. And I think, I mean, by all means, follow some tutorials on Instagram and YouTube on how to make a flip-flop journal. But the best way is just to grab a load of envelopes and stick them together and have a play, and then just decorate them and see where you go. It's really hard to think ahead of time with these types of projects. You just go with the flow, and if you make a mistake, you fix it, and you learn and play, and you just find out something about yourself as you're making them. So I really do hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget, I have used kits by Nigezza Creates, and it's her antique documents kit, and I'll put a link to that below so that you can purchase it if you're interested. And also, this is the William Walls kit by RachandBella Crafts, and again, there will be a link in the description box to that kit and the Ko-fi sites. And yeah, just I'd really be interested to know on your thoughts of this process and how it's turned out. And I will get some photos on Instagram and maybe a reel on YouTube when I've finished all the signatures and sewn them in place, which I can't say I'm going to look forward to, but I'll get there eventually. And then you can have a look at the finished product. So thanks ever so much for sticking with me and working with me during this time. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Kind of. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? I've enjoyed making the journal during a sad time. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye-bye.